Welcome, Unbridled News. Got a lot to cover today. We're going to talk about power buys a lot. Even more power against you. So we're going to talk about politics a little bit. It's pretty brutal. Hold on and listen. Very interesting show, and I don't pull any punches. So here's our great American flag. We'll get on with the show on our way down to our signature location. Thank y'all for joining me. So we're going to talk about politics. It's kind of brutal, so you might want to listen close to hear the real truth, because you don't, thank y'all for coming in, you don't beat Iran with a squirt gun, and you don't beat people in Tennessee being nice and stand up for the American people and for Tennesseans. Now, you can be nice if you're on a political conveyor belt that helps people in power, already in power, and they can be nice because they already own power, and power buys even more power. So they don't have to be brutally honest. They can lie. Let's see if this deputy spins out today. Send me a message. He did the other day. Thank y'all. Come on in. Charles Van Morgan Show. So, yeah, he spins out. So, yeah, in a hurry to get home. So, today's show, we're going to delve into politics. It's brutal stuff if you're an outside candidate with an outside chance telling the truth. And it's very brutal and alarming, but it's 100% the truth. I am very familiar with defamation laws. Let me get out of the way so I don't film these children. I'm very familiar with defamation laws. So I know the defense to defamation is the truth. So everything I'm going to say today is the truth. And we're going to symbolically drop nuclear bombs. Not really, but symbolically. We're going to tell the truth about these rogue politicians that are trying to get in government power over you. This is not a game. I'm not a toy. Now, they think I am, and they get burned. They get hurt. I'm not like Marsha Blackburn, your money. I'm going to symbolically tell the truth about her. I'm going to burn her. And Mr. John Rose, kind of creepy to me. Do you want that to be the symbol of Tennessee? I'm not really concerned and going to deploy too many symbolic weapons against him. I keep saying symbolically, and it's the truth. We're talking about political warfare, not any kind of bullets or violence. Just so TBI, FBI, and all the people that are listening to this channel can understand when they play snitbits, if they decide to in front of a jury trying to convict me of running for governor and telling the truth, which is what they've already tried to do. They don't like what I'm saying. So if you want to hear something, a candidate on the ballot, a news reporter, and part of the getting on the ballot is to get the message out more, a messenger for truth, that if you want to hear what I got to say that they don't want you to say, they don't want you to hear, they don't want me to say, and they don't want you to hear it. And they have done a lot of things to try to shut me up. They can't stand my message. If it were not true, they wouldn't care. They'd just refute it, but they can't refute it. It's the truth, and it's very demeaning and damning towards them. So if you want to hear what they don't want you to hear, told like no one else is brave enough to tell it in a way that no one else tells it, with a world Christian view, unafraid, but I'm not damn stupid. I take measures to protect myself. They would love to kill me. This message right here that I'm telling you today, maybe a message you'll have to replay. You might not hear a new one. because they may try to assassinate me. This is that damn serious. If you think I'm just trying to fluff things or blow things up, then they already put me in jail. They already put me in a hospital. They already got civil lawsuits through a rogue courtroom by violating constitutional rights. And they're already taking away my law license and already endangered you, the public, by the mass thousands for years, while I've been out preaching the truth against them. And if what I'm saying is not the truth, why don't they want me to say it? It wouldn't be real hard to refute if I'm not telling the truth. So what I'm about to say is very important, and it is very demeaning, truthfully, against people that are trying to get power in the state of Tennessee right now. Now, they have set themselves up to try to get power over you, the citizenry of Tennessee. Now, that's a big deal. They can sign bills. They can appoint judiciary. They can refuse inappropriate cases to exonerate people, give reprieves and pardons in death penalty cases. They're trying to get power to do that. This is about potentially life and death for citizens. This is about food and prosperity of all Americans. They are trying to get in power deceitfully to rule over you, and it's not for your benefit. Not one iota for your benefit. It's breadcrumbs to keep you voting for them. So I'm about to tell you about them, tell you about these people that are competing to have a lot of power over your lives and expose their lies and the people that they really are. They're on a conveyor belt of Republicans in the state of Tennessee, because this is a Republican state, and I have nothing against the mass populace of Republicans across Tennessee. But you all know, and I've heard it from Republicans, y'all know you're being lied to. You're voting for the best of the worst. Well, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can vote for yourselves. And this is not a campaign video for me. This is unbridled news I got on the ballot to give you a choice to get a message out, statewide, worldwide. We'll get it outside this little crooked box in Tennessee. Tennessee's one of the most corrupt states in the United States of America. They put a lot of money into law enforcement, don't they? It's not law enforcement that's going to enforce any rule of law on them. You look at Cameron Sexton flying through construction zones and then make a complaint on the officer that enforced a warning on his driver. Wow, they get out of laws and they're making laws to enforce them on you and making it better for them. So Miss Marsha Blackburn, your money, which is exactly what she's doing, is in the race to be governor. Now, she was in the race before she was ever in the race. She was using part of her Senate seat money to fly around on campaigns, to fly around on a campaign, unspoken campaign, and get support from, I believe, corporations and people in Tennessee without declaring herself, to get money, using her Senate money, and running for governor before she ever announced, to see what was out there monetarily. So there's even an ethics complaint filed about that. And I think, although maybe technically legal, you see the point. So we're going down to our signature location. I got a lot of information to show you about these bozos that are trying to get your public power, trying to get power over you. And I have a obligation to point out who these people really are. Now, I don't disagree with every position that they have, but they don't agree with every position that they have. And I agree with every position that they have. They're politicians. They agree with positions that are politically correct at the time, and I'll show you some positions some astounding positions that they flip-flopped on, and now got back on the wagon again because events changed, politics changed, so they changed their positions. So I have always been for the positions that some of them that they stand for now, and they stand for the positions that they do now because it's politically correct. But when it wasn't politically correct, they didn't stand for the positions that they stand for. So I stand for the positions, some of them that they stand for. They haven't always. They're out for votes, pandering for votes and dollars, and they're pandering to major corporations that are trying to buy influence in the governor's office. So if you elect one of these two people, and as it stands, I think it will probably, in the general election, probably be Marsha Blackburn your money, because that's what she does. It's not her money. Now, I would hope that John Rose doesn't win, because he'll be a little bit harder to beat. Be a little bit harder to beat in the general election, and I'm going against him, and I fully intend to win. And I ask for support, and if I don't win, then I take a bite out of crime. You know, I speak the truth to power and fight wrong, and they're very wrong people, and stand on Christian fundamental beliefs and rape the American public of your money and your power, and give it to people like Bill has been, and people already that have had power, been in power, and have money. So power, which is synonymous with money, buys more power. And it's a vicious cycle. And I don't hate these people, but it's a vicious cycle that hurts you. They hate you and they think you're stupid. And I know you're not. I've talked to more Tennesseans in 6 months than they have their whole life. And still more than they had their whole life. Now they're going to these big fancy Republican parties where they get a pulpit and speak before hundreds of people, get invited, and you don't even get to go there unless you're part of the Republican Party. So we'll get across this road right here. You don't even get to go unless you're part of the Republican Party. They invited me to speak in a nonpartisan race at a Republican forum that they also invited a Democrat to, because if a Democrat won, then they wanted to have a Democrat with inside so they could have power over a Democrat too. It's not about party, it's about power. And that's what it's about with these people. They're buying power. They're trying to get a bigger seat in the government, get more power. They already have money, so they want power. So I've got a bunch of notes, and we're going to hurry down to the bridge, and we're going to talk about Mr. John Rose, a candidate for governor, and I hope that he doesn't win the primary, because he'll be harder to beat, although he's the most creepiest. And then Marsha Blackburn, she'll be very easy to vote. And remember that in politics, you don't always come out with exactly what's true or what's not. It's civilized warfare. You may want to throw off your enemy so that they don't know what you're doing at all, because you don't give them any direct information. So keep that in mind as I talk about both of these candidates. And we're fighting them. A lot of people don't think we got a chance in hell to win, which is why it makes it hard to raise money. But we do have a chance to win if we can start polling pretty soon, about 5% in the polls, come from nowhere. And also this channel's got 2.3 million people in the last few days, coming up on 2.4 million people. Before the election, it'll be close to 3 million people that we've talked to all over the world, all over the United States. And that's a huge audience. Just yesterday, I had an audience all at one time of 200 people. So while I'm not getting the opportunity to speak at their Republican power auditoriums and group of people that vote, that are a free ride into the governor's office with money backing from corporations that buy influence, I do have a broad outreach, and I'd appreciate it if you all would subscribe to the channel and share and like and contribute if you can. And this is for you. This is stuff that you'll get benefit out of, because win or lose, other candidates don't talk like I do. They're political candidates. I am a unbridled candidate that is a truth teller. And I'll just tell you the truth. And it's not pretty. That doesn't mean it's bad that I'm saying stuff that's bad. It means these people are trying to get power, and I need to tell the truth about them so that you can make an informed decision and know what you're getting when you get in office. So Marsha Blackburn, your money is what she's doing, running for office after she was giving up 5 years where she's already spent about $8 million winning a Senate seat that she's not even going to continue to fulfill her term. It's like buying a new car and then after a year decide you want another one and having to trade your other car in at a loss. You know, she's given up what people paid her to do, swore into office for a seat for the governor's race. I mean, can she not be happy with where she's at? If she's such a good servant, stay in the Senate seat. She said, and President Donald Trump said, that he asked her to stay. You know, he's got her in his pocket, which you can think that's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know. But she's hurting the Republican Party by changing seats and not having another vote in the Republican Party unless another Republican wins. And who knows with that? I mean, the Republican Party is in danger of losing a lot of seats. So she's a dedicated Republican, but she's going to give up her vote that helps the Republican agenda in the White House, helps the whole United States. So that's not very dedicated to the Republican people that put her in office. That's pretty damn dedicated to your damn self, whatever position you think you ought to get rather than serving the party. So it's self-service before public service, even admitted by Mr. Donald J. Trump while she flies around on the Air Force One with him. Got a pretty good life, don't she? And since she's been in office, and we'll show you the exact numbers when we get down to our signature location, since she's been in office, she's got filthy rich in public office. You know, I hear people say that all the time, that they go into office with the little money. They go into office poor or with the little money, not necessarily poor, because they already have contacts in the government and they already have some money, some of them, when they go into office. And then they get richer when they're on office. How do they do that off the pay that they get? It's because they do things like, and I'm not saying Marsha does, insider trading. They have inside information about what projects are going to go up or down based on their votes. So they buy into stock in different companies and do a lot of different things using their power instead of out serving the public to make themselves richer. And she's definitely got a hell of a lot richer since 2018, since she's been in public office. Marsha Blackburn, you. And we'll show you, I've got emails where they demand, and we'll show them to you, we'll read them to you, where they demand and they ask for and get preferential treatment, even above people who need it to save their very lives, even above little children. We'll show you the emails that were sent. And it's not a backroom deal where they sign a contract where the power company agrees to provide power during an outage to Senator Marsha Blackburn, and we'll get there within 24 hours, and you agree to sign this for pay raises for the executives in NES Power, and they sign a contract, and then they get it affirmed in its own record. It's not that kind of contract. That's why this stuff is harder to find or prove. But the inference is there. It's compelling in any courtroom you could win, but you'd never win in any courtroom because you'd never get it to a jury because the judge would dismiss it before it ever got there because they own the judiciary. They own the judges. Tennessee governor owns the judges. They own their truth. It's not the real truth. It's false, it's lies, it's public corruption, and it's worse. But they own judgments, even if they're false. And this is why it's so very important for you to vote. And I'm just telling you, I'm not asking you to believe me, but don't say I didn't tell you, and millions of Americans do. I'm just telling you the truth. And it's not pretty, but it is the truth, and you need to know. And we got plenty more. Hold on, hold the phone. We got plenty more with documentation, emails, inside emails that were gotten from a news channel, that we got more outreach than they do, and we're going to put it out here and show you how these people get money from corporations before they're even running for public office, because they know, these corporations know behind closed doors that they're running before they ever openly, publicly announce it to you, because you're going to maybe give them $10, $20, $30 because you like the pro-life position, or you like Donald Trump and he's backing her suit. But these corporations that are in the know, get the first to know, have already been told behind closed doors while she's out campaigning with her Senate money for governor. The inference is there. Now, they didn't write out a contract, you will meet with us, but the inference is there. They're backroom deals. They're seditious, they're secret, they're hidden, they're not well known to the public. But I'm gonna put the inference there and show you the emails and show you what the heck's going on. So this person's gonna wait for me. So yeah, we got almost 100 people in the room we're talking about. So we're talking about political candidates in the most corrupt state in the United States of America, worse than some third world countries. And that's what we live in today. That's not pretty, but you're not going to straighten it out by going along with the program and using a squirt gun that calls for a nuclear weapon. Symbolically, the truth is damning to them, but very beneficial to you. So hold on, listen, hold the phone. A lot of people listen to me on their phones. Hold the phone. We're going to put it out there. Blatantly, unbridled truth that puts me in danger. Now, Marsha Blackburn wouldn't hurt me, I don't think. Somebody that supports her, influenced, might try to. So this stuff you might not get to hear tomorrow. I'm just telling you the truth. I live in the real world. You know, like my friend Larry Bledsoe said just the other day, and pray for him. He's older, and we're losing our veterans. Pray that he gets his military honors that he should get. But like he said the other day, and I'm not running people down, not at all. It is good that you have not seen things that Larry Bledsoe saw and that I seen. Not as much or in the same fashion as him, but being on the road in the state of Tennessee, I seen some bad things. And people have the illusion of control, that everything's all right. And let me tell you, it's not. It's not. And people told me, don't be afraid, you should trust God. And that's not what I'm saying. You should trust God. But you can still trust God and get killed. That doesn't mean God's not honorable. We're on the earth. We're not in heaven yet. Bad things happen on this planet. Very bad things happen. And I don't want you all to focus on that. But I'm just telling you that there are people like me who have been through some things that I pray to God honestly, not being respectful in Jesus' name, that you never have to see or your family never has to see. That shows me reality. Blatant, brutal, truthful reality. Life is fragile. It can be taken at any minute, at any time, any second, no matter who you are. And just go through the pages of the obituary. People die right after they're born, all the way to 61. Now you can take measures to protect yourself, and you should. And I'll get to the point of all this. I'm just telling you that things aren't like they seem to be, and you need to be honest. And these people haven't been through things. They've got to ride on a conveyor belt all the way to public power at your expense. And that's what I'm concerned about, your expense. Because I know from experience, and Larry Bledsoe knows too, just like he said, they just don't get it, do they? And I hope that you never do, because it breaks your reality all to hell, because things aren't like you think they are. There is not a line between life and death. Anybody can fall off into eternity any second. I've seen it close up and personal. I hope that you all don't have to see that. And I get that. I've seen bad. God put me through that. Not just what the Highway Patrol did to me. That's nothing from what I've seen. And you would not believe, and I hope that you never do, and I'm not going to talk about that. But I have been through that for a purpose. For a purpose, because I'm not on a conveyor belt, I'm a truth teller. And these people that are running for public office are dangerous to you, and something needs to be done about it. And they're very dangerous to you. They're dangerous to the economy. And I'm going to show you what's important to Tennesseans. They're dangerous to your safety, protection, health, well-being. They're dangerous to the Constitution. Their Constitution depends on whether or not the Republican Party, not you, the people in power want to give you your constitutional rights. Not according to the Constitution as written. You don't have a freedom of speech to speak against them. Obviously, they hate this. What you're listening to right now, they hate this. They hate it. They would like to kill me. A lot of them would. You look at some of the damn comments that I'm getting. They're real pretty, ain't they? They're dirty and violent and dangerous as hell. And they're part of the conveyor belt that puts these people in office that have made it a world that you've gotten used to. That is not right and can be better, can be a lot better. And it helps, even if I don't win, it helps to point this out. Somebody said it, and it needs to be said. These people are crooks. They're worried about themselves. It's the elite, these people in power, on the Republican or sometimes a Democratic conveyor belt that has a small group of people that they know vote, that they promise favors to for money and votes, and those people they promise favors to put out false propaganda to the world. Everybody in Tennessee makes them seem like the most beautiful, wonderful person on the damn planet, and they walk into government office and by all these people, their proxy, their small group of people that support them, that they give favors to, that promote them to other people that don't know what's going on. Maybe you have been convinced to vote for John Rose. Maybe you've been convinced to vote for Marsha Blackburn because somebody's told you to, and you see on television that a corporation paid for that commercial, because when she gets in office, she's not out for you. She's out for the corporation and the Republican conveyor belt that carried her into office to serve them and to stomp on you. She thinks you're funny. She thinks you're funny. And she's enjoying her life at your expense. Now, she may really sincerely believe a lot of things she's saying to pander and try to get your vote while she's meeting behind closed doors to get millions of dollars from corporations that she's going to pass bills for when she gets in office. And the same for Mr. John Rose. And even if she believes what she's saying, if it got her votes to lie, she would throw her character and her beliefs. She would get rid of them, distance herself from them. She never said that in the first damn place. And say what she thinks will get her into power and get her the governor's office. And that's what she's out for power and influence. And maybe a road named after her. And the first female governor, which I hope there is one in the future, might be the best damn thing we've had since we've been a state. I know no men that's been in office has done any kind of damn good job. They're too sissified. Maybe a powerful woman could do that, but not right now. Not right now. She doesn't even believe what she says. And I'm going to show you when we get to the bridge. Some things are going on behind the scenes. I've got some emails that were gotten from a news channel and some information gotten from the Tennessee Lookout, which is notoriously against Republicans, but it's still true. It's owned by a foreigner, I think Santos, with foreign influence, but it's still powerful undercover information that tells facts that are obviously exploited, but they're still true. They're still very much true. And we're going to talk about also, they are right now, the government's not functioning right now to a large extent in the United States. Now, that doesn't mean everything they're doing is wrong. I agree with the war in Iran, and I contest the anti-Semitic views that are against that. And I would ask everyone to pray for the peace of America and pray for the peace of Israel. There's a blessing with that. And I pray that in Jesus' name for the peace of America and the peace of Israel. And I pray for Iranians, the people there, for their safety, health, protection, and well-being, and a government that doesn't want to kill them. And we're going to show you right now the government's not functioning all across America because there's a debate with funding ICE agents that are trying to deport illegal people that are trying to take over this country. So it's not functioning. We're fighting a war abroad to protect this country. There's an internal war that we are losing. We're losing it bad right now. It's worse affecting the economy than the war in Iran, but you don't hear much about this war. It's a war with illegal aliens and foreigners that want to take over your country in America. It has shut down pretty much air travel in the United States of America. It's shut down in Iran, you think? It's shut down in America to a large extent, air travel, causing casualties. In America right now, we had a crash with an airplane. I mean, you worry about it crashing when it's in the air. They're crashing on the ground in Queens, New York. People got killed in an air crash because of an internal war in America. Now, they don't frame it as that. They frame it in their best light as a battle between Democrats and Republicans in Washington. And that's just the front lines of the fight. That's the propaganda going on. The real fight is on our American streets and our American cities with illegal aliens inciting in their large communities where they've already infiltrated our country, inciting people in government for votes to protect foreign interests and aliens' interests that aren't even supposed to be here. That's an eternal war, and it is costing lives in America. And it's also starving our TSC agents out. They're not being paid right now. During a time of war where a terrorist could get on an airplane and blow up an airplane, our federal government, the United States of America, under the Republicans, Marsha Blackburn, you, and the Democrats, let's get across the road here, are refusing to fund ICE agents and shutting down the Department of Homeland Security during a time of war. That's what they're doing to you. That's what this government's doing to you. Because of influence by illegal aliens, inciting people and for votes to stop ICE from deporting them. So the whole Department of Homeland Security is not funded. That's shut down the airports to a large extent, long lines. And that's not being reported like it should be. And the reason for that is the internal fight, and internal war against illegal aliens in America. And they're winning that fight right now. They're winning it. People showing up in droves in large cities, incited by illegal aliens in their communities that have already infiltrated America, fighting to leave us alone. No enforcement of your laws, of your borders, of your immigration. We're going to take over your country by running across the border. Illegal infiltration of your government. They're foreigners in the highest places of American power. And these people that are running for governor, they're not going to deal with that. They're part of the shutdown. They're in government now. And they need to stand up and fight, but they're not worried about that. They get their own private airplanes. They ain't got to wait in a damn line. They're still getting paid. That's not their fight. Their fight is not against illegal aliens. If they fight that battle aggressively enough, then they won't get elected to public office by the few foreigners that are voting for them. So they're part of that. So we need to bust up this government, not literally, take a sledgehammer to it, to this government, these people in public power. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to expose them for the creeps and dirty rats that they are. Both Marsha Blackburn, your money, it's not hers. She doesn't spend her money. And the creep John Rose. And if I'm offending anybody, then it offends me dramatically what they're doing and going to do to my family, me and my family, what they have done, and what they're doing to Americans all across the United States of America, and more specifically what they're doing to Tennesseans. And I'm going to tell you what they're doing to you. They're not running the government for you, they're running it for themselves. And we love our enemies. I have empathy, care, and concern for Mr. John Rose with the rose, wilted, beside his young wife that, quite frankly, he's, 24 years older, and he has met her when she was 17 and had power over her. And quite frankly, we'll add to that. Hang on, we got some more stuff to say. It ain't pretty, but it's a nuclear bomb that needs to be dropped. Symbolically, welcome, y'all. Welcome to the show. So if you want to hear the truth and you want it to be spread, not pretty about powerful people, they don't like it. If you want to make Marsha Blackburn mad as hell, you want to make creep John Rose mad as hell, subscribe to the channel, like and share it, and contribute to the channel so I can go all across the state of Tennessee handing out tickets against them, enforcing the rule of law against them, because they're damn sure going to enforce rules against you. How about we enforce some law against them? They've written laws by their judges at their point where they're above the law, but not y'all. You have to play by their rules. So help me fund the channel, subscribe, and send a gift to help me go across the state to enforce the law against them and teach them the business. Drop the nuclear weapon against John Rose and Marsha Blackburn. I'm going to put out some real stuff about them. Now, this is fair. They're seeking power over you, and they picked a fight with me. And I have the ability and capability to fight. They should have checked their data. They got some bad data. They should have checked the information before they decided to declare war on me. And that's what they did. They drew first blood. And we're going to talk about that when we get to the bridge. They drew first blood, not me. I was fighting for the safety of Tennesseans, both in your pocketbook. I wasn't even in a unique position to help you financially as much as I could had I been in some type of government office in a financial ability. But I helped you financially from the roads in the state of Tennessee, well documented. So that's what Tennesseans are concerned about. I did that from the roads. Imagine what I can do with a little more power. I protected Tennesseans' lives more than any trooper in the state. I was better at fighting the war on your public roadways, not by people going a little over the speed limit or a few people having a tail light out or something, but people that were seriously a danger to themselves and other people. Look at the damn numbers. I knew exactly what I was doing. I did it better than anybody. They didn't read that data. I wasn't one of their good old boys. They thought they could stomp on me, and they damn sure tried. But hello, I'm real good at what I do, and I'm not done yet. You didn't get it done, and I don't know. They may win, but the fun is in the fight. And that's what I'm here for, and that's what I do. And may God bless this cause, and I think that He will. And people have different talents, and this is mine. And it's not pretty. War's not pretty. It's not. It's not pretty at all. But it's something that needs to be done, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to blow them off the planet, tell the truth about these people. Some very disheartening things that you need to know before you go to the voting booth. So I was out risking my life for public safety, and they thought I was just a complete pushover. I guess 2.4 million people coming up on don't think so. I'm getting a message out, and it's a truthful message against them. You can check the numbers, you can check the sources, you can check everything I say. It's the truth. And we're going to tell you the truth about these people. Power buys them more power. And sometimes it's pretty sickening power, and I guarantee you their power is not for you. It has nothing to do with you. They'll breadcrumb you to try to keep you happy. While hospitals are closing, price of gas is going up, and your medical care is not like theirs, and the wages aren't going up. And so this is for you and your family. So I was out protecting you, and they tried to stomp on me, knowing damn well what they were doing, trying to have me assassinated previously. And I was out focused on the roads. And one of the things about war, and one of the things going on in Iran right now, is if you go to war against the country and don't get it done, then you piss them off. And you gotta worry about retaliation. So that's why we need to get the job done in Iran. So they went to war against me unjustifiably because I wasn't one of their good old boys. I made them look bad showing up to work every day. They didn't check the data. So they damn well knew. They put me out in the news, and I'll show you. Not because I was doing anything wrong. Not because I was doing anything wrong. Because I was doing everything right. Protecting you, protecting your billfolds. So they put me out in the news media. Several days, my picture out in the news media, lying on me, saying inflammatory stuff Major Stacy Heatherly surreptitiously committing felonies and put me out in the news media, my picture on the front page, and stories about me routinely for several months trying to get me killed and my family killed. That's what the state government did in the state of Tennessee. That's not hyperbole, those are facts. I'll show them to you. They literally, and they'd like to get me killed today because they're evil, wicked people. And they didn't check the data because I was out doing a better job than anybody in the state, and they know that. But they didn't think that I would redirect my enemy fire symbolically against dangerous people on the road, what I was doing on the road, to them. See, I'm versatile. You take that fight away, and they did, then I'll just fight you. And I was better at it than they are because they put my picture in the paper. Do you see me running and hiding? I just use, and that's a military tactic, you use what they do against you to help you in your fight against them. And they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, as clear as a bell. Look what they're doing right now. They're trying to conceal and putting a bill through. I'll show you, bill right here, a bill through the state government to try to continue to conceal ICE agents' identity. They know that they shouldn't. Yeah, we got close to 200 people in here. Thank you all. Like and share and continue to spread it. We got some real good stuff. You might want to listen. It ain't pretty, but it's the truth you need to know. So we'll show you the beautiful view. So they knew right now, they knew what they're doing, putting my picture on the front page of the paper with lies, stuff that's false. I was there. I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. I was out protecting you, doing a great, excellent job. It was a successful mission, very successful mission. No innocent person was killed. They have a lot of incidences where innocent people are killed by negligence of Tennessee state troopers. You see it on display every day. Hundreds of people arrested falsely. I didn't do anything wrong. They can't bring up any blood tests where mine were negative. They were all very intoxicated, dangerous people. I was effective in my fight on the road. They didn't look at that and say, well, maybe if he's good at what he does, keeping down people from getting killed because he cares, because there's a real fight in him for a real legitimate, righteous purpose, maybe if he's doing that, and somehow we should fail to succeed in our assassination attempt against him. And I'll explain to you how that's exactly what it was. They tried to kill me and my kids. The problem is, they didn't get it done. They didn't get it done, and they're not going to get it done. As you look at the beautiful view, and we're going to explain that to you. And I'll show you exactly they knew damn well what they're doing. They're trying to pass a bill right now. I'll show you. In the Tennessee government, a House bill that continues to keep the identities of ICE agents secret, where they can continue to wear masks, because they know, the same people that put my picture in the paper every day know, they damn well know, that if they put their picture out there, that it could get them killed or their families. And that's why they're passing a bill to conceal their identities. Now, quite frankly, it may be unpopular, but I don't go on popularity, I go on the truth, because I think people will come around to the truth if the message gets out enough, and that's where you can help me, by spreading the message. Like and share, please, and contribute if you can. But they know what they're doing. And ICE agents are enforcing our immigration laws, an internal war inside the state of Tennessee where these ICE agents have to live. I agree with their identity being kept secret. I do. We need more ICE agents, and we need their identity protected. I agree with that. What I don't agree with, and they know, because they're passing a bill to protect ICE agents' identity, so they know if they leave them open to being able to identify, post their picture on the paper, that they could be killed. People in state government are doing that. people in state government released my picture to the news media, identifying me in several days for weeks, all across the state, all across the world, because they know they could kill me. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they tried to do. And I'll show you the bill that's trying to be passed, so they know putting your picture out can get you killed. That's what they were trying to do. They intended, the intent is there. The intent by Major Stacey Heatherly was to get me killed. A major with Tennessee Highway Patrol tried to get me killed. That's exactly the truth. You can quote me on that. I'll show you the newspapers. I'll show you the defamatory false remarks that piece of dirt said about me, and I don't hate her. I think she ought to go to jail for her crimes against my children, and I've got a right to say that. And if you think this is funny, they'll do it to you. They don't care. I was out keeping you safe. They don't care. They've even got hurt and wrecks themselves, so they put my picture out in the paper. So they've asked for this. If you think I'm being overly dramatic, let me show you what they said about me that I know is false. I was there. You can get information from a secondhand or from news channels, and if it's a reliable, trusted friend or something that doesn't have any benefit in the outcome, then you can probably rely on them. And if it's backed up by other sources on the scene, then you can believe it. But if you get information from the government, from their press releases, from a Tennessee court judge that's bought and paid for the most part by the Tennessee governors, from artificial intelligence, if that's where they get their information, you're going on false data. You have to do a little bit of thinking for your damn self. If you don't do the thinking, then you're probably going to be damned. And I'm here to do you a favor, and most Tennesseans know this. I know I'm preaching to the choir a lot, and I appreciate y'all, but I'm talking to some of the stupid people in here, and some of the people that don't know, and I'm just educating you that you want to stay out of politics, which is good, too. And there's some stupid people in here that don't want to know the truth, and there's some people in here that are part of the problem, and I'm not getting out of your way, and I'm not shutting the hell up. It's going to get worse. We're going to get in the governor's office, and we're going to straighten a few things out. And we won't be pretty when we get in the governor's office. We're going to put some of these people in power in jail to protect you. And we'll be good to them in jail. We'll give them green bread with several days old bologna, like they give everybody else, but they're too good for that. They get special favors. So look at the beautiful view. We're almost to the bridge, our pulpit, and we're gonna pull out this stuff and newspaper clippings and tie this together just like a lawyer would in a damn courtroom right over there. But they won't let me in that courtroom because I'm honest. So I have to do it out here on the street, and when you're in a war, you fight with whatever you got because you can win. You don't have to have a fancy vest and a military uniform and a big fancy sword. You can win with about 5 rocks and a sling. And that's what they know, and that's why they fear me. And they know who I am. You might not have met me. My name's Charles Van Morgan. This is Charles Van Morgan, Unbridled News. I'm a litigator, unlicensed lawyer because they want to defame me. And I'm also a political candidate on the ballot to get my name out, and we damn sure might win it. My name's in the hat. And I'm getting ready to do some business, some real serious stuff, talking about these candidates that are on a political conveyor belt that are going to keep things the same. The elite, the rich are going to get richer, and you're going to get poorer. And the only way to stop this is if you vote for a candidate like me, Charles Van Morgan, and we fight these bastards symbolically. As great generals have said, you don't play with the enemy, you destroy them. They didn't get it done, and I'm still here. I'm good at what I do. I led the state in saving lives, and I'm leading the state right now in trying to save your lives from a rogue Tennessee government. So just listen to the arguments that I got, and we'll start off with how they tried to assassinate me, and they wish I was dead right now because they don't like what I'm saying. But I'm still going to say it, because when they squeal like a pig, then you hit them where you hit them when they squealed because you know it hurts. And they've already told me in many different ways to arrest and even beat on me not to say stuff against people in government power. Wow. Well, it didn't work. I guess I'm just a hard learner. And that's my job, that's my calling. They don't understand a fighter. They don't understand that. Somebody that likes to fight, they just like to live off power and gluttony. They don't want to fight for it. But we'll give them a damn fight like they ain't never seen in their damn nasty lives. We'll give them a damn fight. A fight from hell. We're about to unleash hell on them right now with language symbolically, not with weapons. With stuff I learned in their dirty damn law schools. Use this stuff against them. But first we'll start out with how they tried to assassinate him. Which is exactly what they tried to do, and they'd like to do it today, and they might get it done. This might be the last time you hear me, I don't know. I've lived on the edge. I know how things aren't for certain. I pray for my safety. I pray for your safety, but I know reality, and I know what they're capable of, and I'm not paranoid. Little children I seen dead weren't paranoid either, but they're still dead. Reality's reality, and I take measures to defend myself. The more you like and share and subscribe, the more information gets out, the more it'll be harder for them to damage me, because we're about to tell you some real business. This is a real fight in Tennessee. This is not a game. We got some people fighting for power that don't give a rat's ass about you, and we're going to tell you how. So, legislation moving through the Tennessee legislature in March 2026 aims to ensure that ICE agents and state law enforcement involved in immigration enforcement keep their identities concealed. It is Senate Bill 1464, House Bill 2506, would make the names of law enforcement involved private and allow them to continue wearing masks. So people in the government know, hello, that it is dangerous to identify law enforcement officers when they're out in the performance of their jobs, especially involving fatal incidences that they're involved in, even doing their job the way they should. Because people see a body and somebody's got to be at fault for it. How about maybe the person did that to their damn stupid self, or other people got them drunk. But they infuriate people based on somebody's death, and they know putting somebody's picture out could kill you. So they put my picture out numerous times. Look at this page on the front page. They're trying to kill me. Major Stacy Heatherly did that. That's a lie too. That's not true. She said that trooper ignored wreck. That's not true. That's a lie. With my picture on the front page of the paper. Well, I've got little kids. My kids were still elementary and high school at that time. Trying to kill me. Not the news. The Republican Party, Marsha Blackburn, your money, and Creep John Rose. They're on board with them doing that because they won't say anything against it, even though they may not like it specifically, but they're on the board with the Republican Party that did that. With Mr. Bill Hasbin that did that to me. Put my paper, he knew that, they knew that. And they lied under oath, trying to get me killed. So I won't be out here saying they're liars. And they're not just against me. Imagine what they do to you. Somebody out doing a better job than anybody in the state. And they did that to me because I made them look bad. Because I did my job and they don't. Because I wasn't one of their boys or daughters or friends or proxy. Because I was concerned about public safety, even by their own accounts. So here's the legislation that they know that would get me killed. Isn't that amazing? Now tell me they didn't try an assassination attempt then, and they tried one just recently, and they'll try it again because they don't like what I'm saying. That's how important this stuff is. Now I can tell you that, you don't have to believe it, but I can tell you that. Hope you listen, hope you share and spread. But that's my allegation, not in a court of law. They won't let me go in there in a court of law. I'm in a court of law trying to prove that. I got a federal lawsuit saying a lot of this same stuff under oath in one of their courtrooms. Hopefully I'll get justice. And also this is another means out on the streets telling you all, and it's not for my benefit. I'd be better off running and hiding somewhere, keeping low. But I'm fighting for you and all of Tennessee. I've got the scars to prove it. Why would they want to try to kill the leading trooper in the state of Tennessee? Because I wasn't on their team. There's the proof to show it. Look at this side by side. They know ICE agents and law enforcement involved keep their identities concealed. House bill would make that. And look, this is the state in a uniform saying I ignored a wreck, which is false. That's not true at all. I know I was there, even according to another witness that happened to be there on the scene at the same time, looking out our window, didn't see a wreck either. And they lied under oath and in police reports and changed that report and said, we'll just knock him off. Yeah, you didn't get it done, Lowell. You didn't get it done. I'm still here. I'm still here, and I wish you'd get on your knees and ask God to forgive you and make things right. And if you don't, that's no offense to me, because I don't need your help. God's on my side. You did that to yourself. You didn't do it to me, because God will help me. God's in full control of everything. I think God put me through that so that I'd be a real political candidate, really fighting for Tennessee like I really did when I was really on the road, and all their lies hold no weight and value, and they lied under oath, and I've been proving it for months. And when I get in government office, then we'll make it a government that works for you and get honest judges and people out really defending the roads in Tennessee and get rid of their family and friends proxy that are against those thugs. So, and look at this right here. Here's more. Dozens of tickets tossed because they're trying to get me killed, ain't they? And that's not true. I didn't toss any tickets. In fact, right at that time, when they're saying dozens of tickets tossed due to me, so they don't tell you that, I was going to court after they stopped my paycheck for free in Claiborne County for them because they gave me a subpoena. So there wasn't nothing dismissed because of me. That's a very good tactic of the enemy going on right now in Iran. Do you know what's going on in Iran? Nobody does, because it's a war. There's lies being told. This is a war between you and the elite people in power, Marsha Blackburn, John Rose. Please listen. This is for your good, not mine. This is just what I'm called to do, and I'm very good at it. We don't quit. Attrition means you keep on going. Keep on trucking. Keep on fighting. Keep on holding that American birth certificate up and say, this makes a dam while I'm here, while my kids are here. We're not getting run out of Dodge. We got our feet planted. You want to sell your soul to the devil and getting immigrants in here for votes, pander to foreign companies for money. I'm not going to go along with that program. I'm going to go along with the mass millions of Tennesseans. Even if you don't like me, you better listen to what I'm saying. I'm for your good. And you're not necessarily for mine. I'm for yours. I believe in loving your enemies. So we're trying to get out of people's way. And look at the beautiful view here. They gave me a fine office, didn't they? I'd have to be in there in that stingy courtroom. They gave me a law license like I earned. And around those stingy, smelly prosecutors and judges that lie, it makes you almost puke. I spent my life in a courtroom, 18 years for the most part, going more than anybody, trying to help people in drunk driving cases where I tried to make sure that they weren't excessively penalized for making a mistake that everybody probably has made at some point in their life. Maybe, most likely, a lot of people have. So I know how they lie, cheat, rob, and steal. Tried to get me killed, dozens of troopers, tickets. See, putting that out in the paper. They know that causes me to maybe get killed. They know that. I was attacked several times because of that. Major Stacy Heatherly did that. How you doing? How you doing, Major Stacy Heatherly? Valor stealer, drunk. I mean, You know, that's pretty blatantly honest, isn't it? And that's not the only thing she did, but she didn't get it done. I'm still out here today. 2.4 million people. Let's make it 5 million by the time the election comes around. Let's put us in the governor's office and start doing investigations on these dirtbags. How about that? Put them in jail for real crimes. And if they haven't committed any real crimes that are on the books, let's do like they do. Let's write them in there when we get control of the government. Let's illegalize their theft. That's illegal, that hurts the public, that ain't even written because it benefits them. We'll rewrite the laws to legalize some of their crooked activity that they commit now that isn't against the law anymore, and make it beneficial for the mass populace of Tennesseans, and decriminalize stuff that they're putting on you just to have a jail cell for you because they get money from Core Corporation that Marsha Blackburn that's funding her campaign. When you go to jail, it helps her get elected. I'm just saying, I'll show you the numbers. So dozens of tickets trying to get me killed, ain't they? And they know. My picture on the front page, they'd like to kill me today. Trooper loses appeal. Of course I did. Loses appeal from a hand-picked judge. They had a judge on my case that had previously ruled in favor of a trooper, honestly, rarely. But there are some good judges in Tennessee. And they knew that he would listen to the truth and put me back to work, that I hadn't done anything wrong, and he would have put me back to work. So they reassigned a judge that was handpicked that they knew would commit crimes for them. He allowed perjury, allowed fraud. These allegations, I signed my name to them, got in federal court. It's not just baseless allegations. I've signed my name subject to filing false documents in a federal court, signing my name on it. This is the truth. This is the real truth, unbridled, real truth. They are lying to you. Let's get this straight right now. They're lying to you. These are lies and assassination attempts. They do this all the time to people that are fighting for you that they want to get rid of. I'm guilty of nothing. I'm guilty of nothing against you. I'm guilty of protecting society better than they ever dreamed of. I'm guilty of fighting them better than they ever thought anybody ever would in the history of the state of Tennessee. Let's get on with this deal. Let's get this straight. I'm telling the truth. They're lying. You can't prove me wrong. And they're trying to kill me. So trooper loses appeal. Of course, a hand-picked judge that not only allowed known, provable perjury in his courtroom, what I mean by that, instead of sanctioning the person that was lying under oath, he literally used the lie in his decision to rule against me, and made the person that was lying as an honorable truth teller when I can prove he wasn't. I've done that in previous videos. Listen to some of them. And he not only did that, he added evidence that wasn't there. This is a Tennessee judge. A Tennessee judge. This is what they'll do to you. This is their little government power situation that John Rose and Marsha Blackburn are trying to get on the backs of this and trying to get in favor with these judges so that they can keep rulings in their favor against you. Against you. It wasn't just against me, it was against you. There was a 3-year-old child that was seriously injured in a wreck, critically injured, had a brain injury, in a wreck, that I put the man in jail responsible, drunken, hurt her, and they released her. They'll release anybody that commits a crime against you. They don't care. It's about them. It's about them and their agenda. This is against you. So he even added evidence that wasn't there. Ignored their own expert witness that they hired and spent your money to facilitate lies, backed up on appeal by another rogue judge, Clemmy Jr., son of the previous governor. It's all in the family, all against you. Elite people, family and friends are a little proxy that put out false information of the greatest people that walk the planet, that step all over you all day long. I could be a horrible governor and do better than them, and I wouldn't be. So that's just a few of the things. Now this came out before they started trying to get me killed. This is what I was doing before they tried assassination attempt against me. They weren't doing this, I was doing this. This is what I was really doing. And this could have been a completely different story too. Trooper did nothing wrong. If they had told the truth, that's what would have said. I've got captains that are retired now and hired people in the Highway Patrol that are retired now saying the same thing. You didn't do anything wrong. I had people in the Tennessee Highway Patrol that were my direct supervisors that gave me excellent evaluations after that event, that had watched the video and seen no fault in anything I did, that were overridden by public corruption. Here's what I was doing before. So I was doing excellent while they were firing me. I was doing excellent before they were firing me. They just rewrote history and lied and tried to have me killed, is what they did. And my family, which I won't forget. Thank you very much. Don't have to. Don't hurt my family, you dirtbags. You stepped over the line. And now I'm on the way for justifiable recompense, not bullets, getting out the truth. They put my picture in the front paper. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we get in the governor's office and put some of these rogue people that have mistreated you in courts all across Tennessee, I'm not the only one, with their mugshot on the front page of the paper? I mean, you know, the times are changing, scripts flip. Look at some of the people that went after Donald Trump. Wouldn't you like that in the state of Tennessee, that tried to put him in jail? They're up on charges now. Slithered their way out of them, haven't they? They won't slither their way out of this. This is what I was doing before and during they fired me. The PhD student put in jail, he was stealing thousands and thousands of dollars. Would have been $1 million, over millions and millions. Would have still been going had I not caught him and stopped him committing a financial crime causing prices to skyrocket. And I stopped his financial crime. Now, it's nothing against him. He made a mistake and he's paid his time, paid for it. But that's what I was doing, stopping even financial crimes. People think that just drunk driving's all I did. I did a hell of a lot more than that. Inspected trucks, got dangerous trucks off the road, stopped financial crimes, made it safer for even people that I arrested. I didn't want to be too hard on them. I did an excellent job. They got awards after they fired me for stuff I did while I was working for them. Of course, they couldn't get them anymore because they got rid of me. And that's when they started getting hit by cars themselves. Wonderful people in government power, isn't it? So let's look at Marsha Blackburn, your money. Now, she had a estimated income in 2018 of $800,000. And now it is 1.7 million. So she has advanced in income from 28,000, excuse me, to get this paper, till now. So I got it, touchdown in the end zone. So let's read this before I lose it. So she is advancing in income while she's been in public service, hasn't she? Imagine that. They get in public service and get more money. People told me that all across Tennessee. These people go into office and get richer. And that's exactly what she's done. So we're going to talk about Marsha Blackburn, about how she's betrayed her voters in power in the state of Tennessee. So yeah, we still got a bunch of people. We're going to talk about Marsha Blackburn, Marsha Blackburn, your money. So she ran for a Senate seat, spent $10 million. $10 million. And took her oath of office in 2024. And spent $10 million to win a Senate seat. She's been in office about 4 months. $10 million to buy that seat. Your donations, corporate donations. And now, 4 months later, She's given up her seat to run for governor. So is that fair to all the people that voted for her? Her term runs until 2030, and she's given up her seat. Now she wants to be your governor. Spent all that money on a Senate seat, just giving it up 4 months for $10 million. Before she announced for governor, she spent $3.2 million of donor money on private airplanes, consultants, not $1 of her own money ever. I've spent thousands of my own money spreading out a truthful message, fighting for you, because I'm the real deal. She's a fake politician that's gotten rich while she's been in office. She ran for Senate with your money, other people's money, spent $10 million, now going to give it up, not serving her full term. Wow. And she's burning through your money. Before she ever announced that she was running, she was out campaigning. This wasn't a campaign launch. This campaign was a campaign that never stopped. She kept spending millions after re-election when she didn't even need to run because she was running for governor. Legal doesn't mean transparent, and voters know the difference. You can follow the letter of the law and still hide the real game. $3.2 million question. Why spend $3.2 million if you're not running for governor before she even announced? Because you are running, you just haven't said it yet. And this wasn't preparation, this was a shadow. She ran a shadow campaign. And had consultants travel, everything except the official announcement, because she was making, I believe, backroom deals and getting the real money from people buying influence. 800,000 political donations doesn't build goodwill, it builds loyalty. And suddenly those same politicians endorse her. What coincidence? So she's being endorsed by politicians that are funding her campaign. The machine versus the people. This race isn't about ideals, it's about a machine. A machine built over years, funded by insiders, activated before voters even know there was a race. Follow the money. Don't listen to what they say, watch where their money goes. Consultants, PAC ads, that's not governing, that's positioning. Out-of-state influence. Why is out-of-state money shaping a Tennessee governor's race? They're buying influence in the state of Tennessee and they don't even have to live here. Corporate backing. When corporations write six-figure checks, they expect results. They're not doing it for nothing. They're buying decisions in the governor's office where you will have no choice, and you should have. This isn't grassroots, it's transactional. This isn't personal success, it's institutional power. She didn't fund herself, she built a system that funds her. That is Marsha Blackburn, your money. Timing tells the truth. Timing exposed intent. You suddenly stop. Ramp up spending unless you plan the next move. Voters last. The voters were the last to know. The inside donors and consultants, they already knew. The illusion of momentum. Poll numbers don't just happen, they're manufactured. When you spend millions before the race starts, of course you're ahead. Power structures. This is what power looks like when it protects itself. It's coordinated, funded, and already before you can react. The real question, is it legal? The question, did voters get a fair starting line? So that's not the real question, is it legal? Did y'all get a fair starting line? No, the corporations that funded her campaign did. This wasn't a campaign, it was a head start for a political machine. And the people of Tennessee deserve more than a race that was decided before it even began. That's Marsha Blackburn, you. Over six-figure contributors to the Tennessee PAC team. This is the Tennessee Lookout. Tamia Steffens, $279,000, and a tobacco company, Reynolds America, $100,000. The PAC has also received money from a group of some profile Republicans that include logistics entrepreneur Spencer Patton, $250,000, Dr. Ralph Cortman, $100,000, Copart founder Willis Johnson, $100,000, and Franklin Home Mortgager CEO Daniel Cricket, $100,000. So Blackburn's campaign account and the Tennessee PAC have a combined $4.2 million in cash on hand to spend in the primary, while Rhodes has about $4.7 million. So this is all power, synonymous with money, buying more power. They're already in power. Is it working for you? Rhodes has told other news outlets he wants to wait to start buying advertisements and spending down his reserves until May, when he thinks voters will start thinking about the race. In 2018, the front runners in the Republican primary held a significant poll advantage over Lee in the 2018 campaign, so they're waiting till the last minute. So payday lender Advance Financial has given a PAC $300,000, while private prison corporation Core Corp and Heininger, and CEO at the time, gave her a combined $100,000, gave Marsha Blackburn. They get their money by filled up jail cells, not by them, by you. So she's literally getting campaign money, I think, by putting Tennesseans in jail. Not them, you. And they gave her $100,000. Both companies are among Tennessee's largest political donors because their dependence on state government. Advance Financial benefits from a law allowing it to sidestep state interest rates and charge 279.5% annual interest rates on payday loans. So she is getting money off high interest loans by poor people right now in order to borrow money so they won't go homeless. And excessive interest rate on the poor. And Core Civic holds a $20 million state contract for prison and benefits from a state-approved loophole allowing it to operate more than one. So she's getting money from this corporation, so when she gets in power, she will continue to allow them to make more money off the backs of poor Tennesseans paying high interest rate, unfair interest rate, sidestepping the law, and off you and your family and friends filling up the damn jail cells. A lot unjustifiably. And that's what you're going to get when she gets in office, that nobody else wants to talk about. Except for me and a few other newspapers. In 2018, the last competitive Republican governor primary, public companies spread their donations evenly across candidates, waiting to see who would survive before writing a larger check ahead of the gubernatorial election. Other six-figure contributors to the Tennessee PAC include Tamara Stevens, $279,000, and tobacco company Reynolds American at $100,000. So these people will run to my front door if we start polling around 5%. And we'll take their money and rule in your favor against them and pay back some of the atrocities that they've committed up front. That's just the truth. So let's look at Marsha Blackburn, how they get favors above you all. So during the ice storm just a few months ago, a news channel in Nashville picked this up and got emails from the power company in Nashville. Now, there was an ice storm in Nashville. Power went out all across Nashville, horrific ice storm. And they were trying to get people's power on. There were people on a list that had emergencies to where they had to have power because they had people on breathing machines and people that had to have power to stay alive. So they put them on a list that they're the first customers to be served during the power outages. Now what happened is what happens all the time. And going to keep happening if you keep voting the same way you do. Senator Marsha Blackburn got preferential treatment, and emails substantiate that. Here's an email from some of the people in the power company. Teresa Bolins Alplin, Wednesday, January the 28th, 2026, to Kevin Phillips. I just heard them, Casey Santos, she is really hyper about the power because she said their generator is failing. Her address is, she is demanding we provide an estimate time of restoration. What's your best guess? And the reason why she was hyper is because she has a daughter that I think is on a ventilator. And she should have been one of the first people to get her power turned on. So we're talking about Marsha Blackburn. Marsha Blackburn, you. She should have been one of the first people to get her damn power on. But let me tell you what happened. She was not. Marsha Blackburn's power was turned on before hers, and hers was turned on later. So here's the email. I just heard from Casey Santos. She is really hyper about her power because she said their generator's failing. Her address, and they got that blank. She is demanding we provide her an estimate of time restoration. What's your best guess? So she's asking for her power to be turned on because she's got a daughter, a little girl that is on a ventilator. So of course she's pretty hyper about getting her damn power on, wouldn't you be? But Marsha Blackburn calls the power company, and here's her response that she got. I wish I had better crews out to Casey's circuit. So they're wishing her well. I wish I had better crews out. They will not be able to get her power back on tonight. Now this is somebody that's got a child, a regular citizen like you. This is the way they do. These emails were brought out by the news. This happens all the time. They say they have wires down, broken cross arms, and it's an absolute mess. Excuses, excuses, excuses. We're running C&M crews on 4 kV right now, and they will time out soon, but we'll jump back on it first thing in the morning. So they're telling her first thing in the morning. Now that's this lady. That is January 28th, 5:53. So that's this lady that has a child that's on a list that needs to have their power on. It's supposed to be first up in line. And at 5:58 on the 28th, if they get it back on in the morning, do they think they can get it done? Now, this is another email from the power company. I told her I would try to give her an update this afternoon, but she has already texted and called me for an update. Anything you can tell me. So she's emphatic about getting her power on for her child, and they're telling her first thing in the morning. But then we have Senator Marsha Blackburn, your money. Now, a citizen with a little child calls, and this goes to my heart. This is serious. That needs power on, supposed to be the first in the list, legally, by the power company, that Senator Marsha Blackburn, I believe, has voted raises for. I just got off the phone with Senator Blackburn's office. They're waiting information on when her power might be restored. I looked up her circuit, and I'm looking at it correctly. It's on our top 20 list now. Why? She got a medical issue, some kind of... It has just not been assigned. I know you may have an idea on timing, but I wanted to see if there was anything your team could tell me. So she's all over this. Marsha Blackburn called a little child. They don't vote. Who cares? Just let them suffocate. You know, it's all right. It's Tennessee, most crooked state in the nation. We don't care about kids. We say we do. Do you? Vote for me. I've protected them. They haven't. This is right here, real time. This is this year. This is what She did. Now, she don't stand up and say that in public. She's pro-life and pro-Republican things. Is she really? I don't think so. She's a fake. She's a phony. She's a flip-flopper. She's a liar. She's a con job. She's probably going to be your next governor unless people wake up. You'll get more of the same. So here's the thing right here. Look at this. I just got off the phone with Senator Blackburn's office. They're awaiting information on when her power might be restored. I looked at her circuit. So she's activating, looking at her circuit. If I'm looking at it correctly, it's on our top 20 list now. Why? It's just now being assigned. I know you may have no idea on timing, but I wanted to see if there was anything your team could tell me. So she's all over that. Our government working for them, they're all over that. That's what they're for. That's what they're for. They're for them. They're not for you. They're not for little kids. They say they are, but they're lying. So people of his power company, here's another email, 6:49 p.m. This was at 7:49 p.m. Now she emails her back at 6:49 p.m. I want to follow up on the status of Senator Blackburn's home. Any updates? She's pushing them, asking them. She's not on the phone about that little girl. Hey, the little girl's mother cares about her little girl, is on the power company about them, and they're brushing her off. It'll be tomorrow morning. It's a mess there tomorrow, but Senator Blackburn calls, and she don't even call. She don't even bother to call. She has her office call. She's busy trying to get votes, telling about how she loves little children, trying to get money. Hey, that's the truth. She don't like me. I know. I don't care. And so I wanted to follow up on the status of Senator Blackburn's home. Any updates? So they're all over this. I checked with Linden and System Control. They have a crew out there working on it tonight. January 28th. So they're telling this other lady that they can't get to it till the next day. It's a mess out there. But Senator Blackburn's home, it ain't Senator Blackburn's calling. It's the power company, executives, and the people at the power company getting on their crewmen to check, and they're getting on it right now. So she gets special favors. I checked with Linden System Control. They have a crew out there working on it tonight. No guarantees their house will come back home, but we are actively working on it. Are you working on a little child that has a medical condition that needs their power on? I'm just telling you what they do in black and white. Here, look at this. Working on it right now. We are actively working on it. Were they actively working on that little girl's house? This little girl that has a medical condition? Were they actively working on her power when she's on the list? They didn't say she was on the top 20. Marsha Blackburn is. Are they public servants? Or the public serving them? Don't worry about this little girl. She don't vote. Don't care. I care. I care a hell of a lot. Now, they say they care, but look what they do in reality. And this is just a small snippet of something that got out. They're involved in more stuff than this every day, all day long. That's what their power system is for, to keep them in power. Literally, in this case, in power, while a little child that needed it was without. Hell, fire, and brimstone. We got some winners in the state of Tennessee, don't we? And they hate me for pointing it out, don't they? Crews made it all the way down. Broken pole and more downlines. I will try to further isolate the power pole and get the wire up. I just don't know if I can get a free bucket overnight. Now, this is sent to this little girl's house. This is sent to this little girl's house. They're working on Marsha Blackburn's right now. Right now. They're out there working on it. This is this little girl's house. I will try for that pole, and I will get wired up. I just don't know if I can get a free bucket overnight, because the free bucket's over at Marsha Blackburn's house. The hell with the little children in this damn state. We won't starve them out down in the summer because they're drinking too many Coca-Colas. And there's no starving children in Tennessee. They're getting fat off welfare money, and little 8-year-olds, and this girl ought to go to work. and she don't need no power to keep breathing. Look at this little girl here. And then look at Marsha Blackburn. Which one do you think deserves people to fight for them? Marsha Blackburn can take care of her damn self. I have no ill will toward her, but she's a con, got political favors, and gets free benefits. Now, Mr. Trump is listening to me, I think, because I said that just the other day, that when people do wrong and they're dead, he doesn't criticize them after they're dead. So he's not as good as me in telling the truth, because it is naturally evil to continue to facilitate somebody's false detrimental legacy. While they were alive, they done evil, and after they're dead, you don't need to perpetrate the evil that they done, because you make it where people in power know they can do whatever the hell they want to do, and then after they die, people still praise them. So there's no penalty. You can do evil while you're in office. Don't worry, after you're dead, they'll still praise you, and your family and your legacy will still benefit. Why is that so? When somebody is evil when they're alive, when they're dead, call them out for evil anyway. It doesn't make any difference that they're dead. Don't give them the benefit of a legacy of goodness. You're lying about them. So I called out Tracy Trotz to the bathroom as an evil man because he's dead now. And I even literally said that. You want to hear another politician, somebody stand up for truth that speaks the truth? Just because somebody's dead doesn't automatically turn them into a saint. We shouldn't protect a false legacy. Mr. Tracy Trotz to the bathroom was a deacon and a liar that perpetrated falsehoods that's responsible for damaging my family. I'm not going to praise him just because he's dead. I called him a thug, a wicked liar, a perjurer, and he was, and a defrauder, a defamer, and he's dead now. And you know what's good about that? He can't say any more lies about me, which is good. It's good he's gone off the planet. Bye. And Donald Trump never did that before. Never talked about dead people, but he just did it the other day. He just did it the other day. So Mr. Trump's learning from me, I hope. I don't know. I'm being overly proud of what I say. Maybe he did hear about, but just the other day he ran down Robert Mueller. He said, Robert Mueller just died. Good, I'm glad he's dead. Which weeks ago I said Tracy Trotz is dead. And I'm glad he's dead. And that's a good thing. He can't, let me ask Tracy Trotz to continue to lie about me. Oh, he can't do it, he's dead. Yeah, but I'm still alive, and I can still say today that Tracy Trotz can't. Tracy Trott's a thug and a liar. He damaged my children. I don't hear anything from him. He's dead. That's good. He can't lie anymore. I'm glad he's dead. And Donald Trump just said, Robert Mueller just died. Good, I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. President Donald J. Trump. I said that weeks ago. Maybe he's listening, because I said that Trump never does that. He did this time. This is this tweet, and I'm just saying, Robert Mueller just died. Tracy Trotz just died. Good, I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. And that's what I'm saying about Tracy Trotz. T-R-A-C-Y, Tracy, T-R-O-T-T, Trotz, to the bathroom, T-H-R-O-O-N. Tracy Trotz to the bathroom, just died about 2 weeks ago. Good, I'm glad he's dead. I am. He can no longer hurt innocent people and my family. And I'm gonna put this, hopefully your next Governor Charles Van Morgan. Now I'm saying that in writing. Trotz is Donald Trump's leaving, and many more need to go to jail. Gone off, THPP. Many more of them need to go to jail. So I'm just saying, I guess Donald Trump's learning from me, because he said when he has said when other people have died, good things about them. And I don't think that's, I think you ought to call them out for who they are. Well, we got an overwhelming audience in here. Thank y'all so very much. So, just because people die, don't say good things about them. So he's learning, and these people are still alive and still damaging you. And that's why I'm talking about them, and they need to be stopped. So, and I can't find my notes on this today, maybe we'll go over tomorrow, we'll cover Mr. John Rose. So, let's go over in the Lee wants $300 million for 40,000 score vouchers before he leaves office. No data on the first 20,000 works. His legacy. Your money, zero accountability. And I've heard a lot of bad things about the school vouchers. And that's something we need to seriously look into. Blackburn's net worth is $650,000. John Rose is $1.7 million. He put in $5 million his own money. Blackburn has put in zero. Every dollar belongs to payday lenders and prison companies expecting a payback. And she gets benefits. Research confirms most corrupt states funnel money into construction police protection. Sound familiar? This is an accident. This is Tennessee's system, but deliberately nobody in the governor's race talks about that. They're all part of it except for me. Lee seeking broad homeland security powers with confidential actions. Less transparency, more power at the top. That's the direction that the Tennessee government is going. Harder for you to find out their public corruption. So I'm a former Tennessee state trooper. I served the state. They fabricated evidence, planted evidence, not because I was bad, because I was good. I know the system from the inside. I'm the only candidate with nothing to sell and nothing to hide. We are at war right now, day 26 of Operation Epic Fury. This is about day 15 of our Operation Epic Fury, our peaceful campaign in the governor's race against the state of Tennessee. And I hope that you all will join me. Thank you very much. And wow, we got overwhelming, almost 200 people in here. Thank you all so very much for listening. So, Operation about 15. There's over 1,750 killed in Iran, 1,000 in Lebanon. Tennessee families have deployed kids. This is real going on right now. And we're winning this war. Now, the news media and people, the propagandists and the pundits are against it. I'm for this war. 2/3 of Iran's military have been destroyed. This is American strength unleashed. This is a good thing. This is beneficial for America. And we'll be blessed for helping America and helping the nation of Israel. And this is American strength unleashed. Trump said he'd finish it. He's doing it. And it's not going to be a very long, drawn-out war. And Trump said it's a short war, not permanent. We'll be in and out. destroy the threat and come home. That's the right call. You don't negotiate with people who want you dead. And I'm not negotiating with people in government power that want me dead. That want me dead, have wanted me dead for a long time. And even recently, that want me dead. I'm not negotiating with people that prefer I die, because I'm for all of Tennesseans. So you finish it fast and bring it home. Tennessee boys and girls home. Support the mission. Trust the plan. Now here's what the government's doing right now. Tennessee gas goes up to $1.09 in 1 month. Georgia cut their gas tax. Prices dropped immediately. Georgia cut their gas tax prices. Tennessee won't do that. Tennessee's setting on a $2.2 billion rainy day fund. And they won't touch the rainy day fund to cut gas prices during a war. You're paying war prices at the pump. They're hoarding your money, because the emergency fund is not for you. You pay for the emergency fund, but the emergency fund is not for you. The emergency fund is for the elites. Just like I showed you with those text messages. The power is not for you. The power is for Marsha Blackburn and her entourage, the people that she benefits. It's not for you. It's for her and them. So they're sitting on $2.2 million. So when they have a crisis, they will spend it on them, not you. You'll do without. So if you want your emergency fund, go to the polls and vote. And get the power and your emergency fund back. So let's look at Mr. Rose just a little bit. Rose said Pence did the right thing on January 6th. When Trump was leaving office, no longer in power, he couldn't gain anything politically by standing with Trump. So he stood with Mike Pence, and he would still be standing with Mike Pence if Mike Pence had won election. So it's about power, hooking up to power, not hooking up to what you should, the mass populace of American citizens. You can lie to them, and that's what they've been doing. Blackburn certified the election. She originally said that she wasn't going to certify the election. And then the protest happened, and she went and voted to certify the election. She should have not certified the election to find out if it was done honestly. Both are on the record as slamming Trump, going against Mr. Trump, because he wasn't in power. He had been apparently not elected, not enough votes, was trying to fight that legitimately, justifiably, didn't believe the election was fair, still says that to this day. But he wasn't in power anymore, so they were hanging him out to dry, distancing themselves from him. Now, all of a sudden, he's in power, and both of them are on the Trump train that's going somewhere, trying to help their careers. When both of them hung him out to dry when he wasn't in power, but now that he's in power, has a world stage, they're riding the Trump train. I've always been on the main issues that Donald Trump stands for. And some of them not, but I haven't changed my position regardless of who's in power, who's not. When he's down, they ran. Now he's back there riding his coattails. That's calculation, not conviction. And that's exactly what they're doing to you. And tomorrow, well, we'll go ahead and do it today if we got a bunch of people in here. We'll talk about Mr. John Rose. He's kind of creepy, isn't he? Just a little bit creepy, isn't he? So yeah, we got a bunch of people in here. Thank y'all so very much for joining. Like and share and contribute to the channel if you can. Help us get this message out worldwide. And like and share. So yeah, we've got a bunch of people in here. So we're going to talk about Mr. John Rose. Pretty pathetic and sickening is that man. So he met his wife when she was 17 years old, a juvenile, a student. He was 40. He's closer to Marsha Blackburn's age than he is his wife. Much closer. You see their two pictures together, and then you see his wife. Now, she's out campaigning for Mr. Rose, and she's wide open to public criticism. She may be being manipulated, I don't know. But wide open, trying to help him get in power, to have power over you, to manipulate the system and go with people that are in power, and then when they're not, try to hang them out. Mike Pence ain't in power. I bet he won't brag on Mike Pence now because he almost got no votes. He should have. He did the same thing. It's about who's in power, ride on their coattails. If they're not in power, then you just get rid of them. How about standing on principles and conviction? What's good for the mass populace of Tennesseans? The mass means Tennesseans. So John Rose, a man in his 40s in a position of influence. And we're talking about grooming. I'm going to say it. They're trying to get power over you, not for a good reason. And we're going to talk about their character. That's wide open. That's fair game. You're not going to kill Iranian rogue terrorists with a squirt gun. I'm not going to win this election by being nice. Now, they can be nice. They're on a political party conveyor belt. They smile all the way to public office without taking one shot at anybody. They got their cronies to do that for them. No, thank you. I'll do this my damn self. I'll fight them tooth and nail. They're creeps and crooked. They're not for your best interest. I am. I got a history that says that. Now, they won't tell you that. They lie. So he was in his 40s in a position of influence, interacting with a 17-year-old student, leadership circles. That's where the story starts. So was he grooming her? Met her at 17, had ability to give her money to go to college, and in fact did when she was 17 when he met her at 40. So that is not just an age gap, it's a power gap. A teenage student and a 40-plus institutional insider with influence and opportunities over her. She received financial and professional support tied to his network while he held positions of authority connected to her path. Wow. Teenager influence support. Then, marriage to somebody 24 years younger than him. Now, nothing unlawful about that. Technically on the books, unless they're married when they're 17. But still, grooming. A lot of power to make her life really easy. He's worth millions. That sequence is what people are reacting to. You don't get to build your brand on protecting the vulnerable and then expecting no scrutiny when this is your timeline. No one's arguing legality. The question is judgment. And this shows very poor judgment. When your personal timeline raises these kinds of questions, your moral arguments lose weight. And that's what Tennessee will look like all across the state of Tennessee as he stands there, everybody knowing that he met his wife when she was 17 years old, had power and influence, and did contribute and benefit her life while she was 17, and then went on just a few years later and married her. That's what Tennessee will be known by nationwide if you elect that man to public office. Nothing against his wife or against his children, but can we not do better than that in government office? I think we can. We could go down here and get somebody out from under the bridge and do better than that character. And in fact, the Republican or Democrat Party, Republican or Democrat Party, could frankly go right down here under the damn bridge and get a damn bum and put them on the Republican conveyor belt in Tennessee, build them up, put good stuff in the paper, build them up, as if they were a damn financial genius, although they're homeless under the bridge, and build them up and get them elected to governor because of the free votes in the conveyor belt. And now they're putting people that are against them, against you, and for them. The only criteria for the bum would be, we'll get you elected to governor. We know you're a dirty, stinky bum that never worked in a life that's down here doing drugs. We'll get you elected to governor, make you a Republican, put a suit and tie on you, make you smile, put you out in the paper like you're a beautiful person, even though you got kids that you don't support all over the state. You're a dirty, nasty bum that don't work. We'll make you a Republican governor, put you on our conveyor belt all the way to the governor's office. The only thing you have to do is sell your soul to the Republican Party. And the bum says, well, I'll sell my soul to the Republican people, mass populace all across Tennessee. And the Republican Party say, hell no! You swear your soul to Bill Has-Been, to the elite people, to the powerful people that already have power and will do it. You swear your soul to what's right, and doggone it, you stay out here under the damn bridge. And Charles Van Morgan, you try to do what's right, and we'll put you out here on the sidewalk with a beautiful view talking to millions of people that they didn't think about that. Maybe I'm just a little smarter than some damn homeless bum, that I know how to fight, and I'm fighting the hell out of you. You better hold on, it ain't over. We'll get as dirty as they want to be. They got pretty dirty, didn't they? They drew first blood. Let's just fight these bastards a little bit back. You asked for it. How you like it now, Lion Lowell Russell? How do you like it now, Major Drunken Stacy, still in Valor Heatherly? Ain't too pretty now. I'm not going away. I enjoy this stuff. This is my calling, fighting for Tennesseans. You are fighting for yourself, got your fancy retirement. If I ever get in the governor's office, you better work real damn hard against me. Your asses will go to damn jail, under the freaking jail. I won't kill you. I'll be good to you while you go to jail. They'd like to kill me. So that's not just an age gap. Leadership isn't about what's legal, it's about what's right. And this fails the test. He fails bad. He fails really bad. So the Marsha Blackburn's campaign was launched before she ever launched her campaign. She's on the corporate paychecks by who's funding her campaigns. And Mr. Rose is a creep. His wife he met her when she was 17. I think he probably groomed her, giving her power and influence. Although perfectly legal, is that what display all across America? Marsha Blackburn has about 4 more years to go in an office that she was paid, not by her, by you, $8 million for. If you're a Republican, you're losing her vote in the House, in the Senate, that she could vote to fund ICE agents and fund the airport so we won't have mass casualties. So, thank you all so very much for joining me. We'll try to be back on here tomorrow. I can't promise that. So how you like a little bit of Charles Van Morgan politics? It's not pretty, but it's every bit true. I'm proud to say it, having fun fighting these people in government power. They're not too hard to fight. The dirt's so thick, it's where do you start? And God will bless me for fighting for the truth and what's right. We're fighting for the Constitution, for your constitutional rights. And we're fighting to enforce the law on them. It's us, the mass populace of Tennesseans, you, all of you all, against these elite that get benefits that they don't deserve, that they use power to serve themselves. So remember, as I always try to say, God loves you, and I do too. We'll try to have another show tomorrow. Hopefully, I can't promise that. We'll see what happens. Please support the channel. Give us money to spread this message worldwide, getting out of this little corrupt box, the most crooked state in Tennessee. I wouldn't come here right now. It's dangerous. And spread it all over the world. If you're joining from another country, thank you so very much. The secret's getting out about dirty Tennessee and their dirty, crooked politics and their sick, pathetic people. We don't pull punches. So contribute if you can. Help us fund this channel. Even $1 shows people care. And hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Share the message. We're on our way trying to win the governor's office. It's on. And it ain't pretty. This is war. Civilized warfare, not with weapons. Don't anybody do anything violent. You can ask some tough questions. You can go to their rallies and stand up and talk to them about some of this stuff. Ask them questions. Help us win the governor's race for you. God loves you and I do too. Thank y'all very much. We'll show you the beautiful view. Bye-bye, lump monkey. I appreciate it. Don't fall from a balcony, Charles. You got this. Thank you. Jump. Yeah. That ain't gonna happen. Man, we got 249 people. Thank y'all. I think we got enough to win this. Thank y'all so much. God bless you all, I pray. Wonderful people. Lump monkey wants me to jump. Yeah, I don't think so. That's an awesome view. Thank you. Rewind doesn't know who don't fall from a balcony means what a buffoon. Okay, I don't know that. That's right, I don't. Thank y'all. And here's the view.